Basically, it happened like as soon as I moved here. I was thinking, okay, well, how, as someone outside from Belfast, how do I show my perspective of the city, or what can I relate to? And the day I moved in, basically, I met Monica. So she's a Polish architect, and she was having over for lunch Martina and her husband Maciek. So suddenly my first day was just like Polish architects. I had Polish background in Australia, and I don't know, I just thought that was really interesting, and no one else seemed to really know that there were so many Polish architects in Belfast, but from my first day, that's basically all the people I met. That night I think I was invited to a Polish architect party, and there was about 40, and so I just couldn't seem to come up with any other idea, because I just kept meeting them, and I thought, well, what is going on here? Why? And that they're not your typical... Well, it's not a typical group to come across, like young Polish architects in their mid-20s, all going places, you know, moving from city to city, and good models, all really good looking. it just felt like, okay, this is an interesting group, and they're not going to be here forever, because I knew that a lot of them were only here for about 5 years, and I kind of just wanted to get them, you know, photograph them before they leave. And also the same with the Titanic Quarter, because for me that was such a beautiful part of the city, but knowing that within 5 to 10 years it would look completely different. So I thought, here they both are now, and they're connected to each other. They're both involved in this change and redevelopment, so I photographed them together. Yeah, capture that moment in time, and something that I could relate to, having this Polish background. So that's why I think I wanted them to be moving, just to show that they're in this transitional phase, and so is the city, and yeah, on the go.
Do you think they had very strong opinions about architecture, or about Belfast in the architectural sense?
Well, I think a lot of them were, not so happy with the projects they were working on in Belfast, and didn't particularly like Belfast all that much, or the architecture. But at Leszek, for example, he was really drawn to the city, I think, because it reminded him of his home city, and like the red bricks and everything, and he was from an industrial place in Poland. I know Eva was really frustrated with, she thought a lot of the architecture was a bit backwards, and the projects they were working on here weren't environmentally friendly, or like car parks and things like that. But a lot of them were here just because, you know, it was English speaking, better pay, and because the jobs were here. So,
do you think they were happy with the photographs?
Yeah, I think they liked it in the end. I don't think they really knew at the time what was going on. Yeah, it was tricky, because I don't think I knew exactly as well what form it would all take. It was a bit of an experiment at the time. But then when they saw the photographs, I think they really liked them. And also when I gave them like a copy, you know, they liked it and asked me to sign it. Yeah, what I hope is that it's a nice sort of memory for them of their time in Belfast, and hopefully it brings to mind their role and responsibility in the city. I think they had a good fun. You know, when you go running, you get the adrenaline pumping, and they just sort of seemed happy after it. So.
And now, do you feel like some kind of expert on Polish architecture in Belfast?
At some point it was getting really... Apparently there is one Polish architect out there that has got a list going, so he's been keeping track of how many Polish architects there are, and so it was quite exciting for a while, thinking, okay, there's this whole underground world of Polish architects, and there's a list, but because so many are coming and going, it's really hard to know how many are actually here within a given time. I don't know if I'm an architect, if I'm an expert, but yeah, I've got to know quite a few.